Hello student, welcome back to my channel. So today we will discuss here about the next topic which is in front of you, application of Gauss theorem. In my previous video and Google Meet I have explained about the Gauss theorem and one condition or application of Gauss theorem, which is uniformly straight wire, means electric field intensity due to uniformly straight charged wire. So here once I am repeating the all conditions in which we will use the Gauss theorem, means we will apply the Gauss theorem to obtain the electric field intensity in different condition. I will write first here all application which we will study through Google Meet and YouTube. First is electric field intensity. Electric field intensity due to uniformly charged long straight wire. First application is this, which we have done through Google Meet. Second, which I will discuss with you today, electric field intensity due to an infinite thin plane sheet, and that sheet is charged. Okay, now third, after that we will talk here about electric field intensity due to a parallel plane sheet. Got it? Now fourth condition, in fourth condition we will talk here about the electric field intensity due to a spherical shell. Due to a spherical shell. After that, fifth application will be electric field intensity due to a non-conducting solid sphere. So in these two conditions, the graphical representation in different conditions are very important, and these three conditions are important in the point of view of numericals, in which in this condition we will calculate the electric field intensity in different regions on the parallel plate sheet, and in this derivation we will use the result of this derivation, which we will observe here, in which the electric field intensity of an infinite thin charged plane sheet. Okay, so let us explain one by one all the topic. This topic I have explained through Google Meet, and after that we will talk here about the second topic, which is electric field intensity due to an infinite thin charge plane sheet. So let us start the video. The heading name is second part, electric field intensity due to an infinitely thin or infinite thin charged plane sheet, in which we have a plane sheet of infinite length. We will draw like this, and this sheet is a charge sheet in which the positive charge plus Q is uniformly distributed. Okay, and the sheet has uniform thickness, means here thin sheet, sorry, uniform thickness we will take special condition of it. So here it is a thin sheet in which we will calculate the electric field intensity due to this charged thin sheet or plane sheet. So for it, let us consider here at distance r from its center a point P on right hand side, and similarly another point Q on left hand side at same distance from the center, where we want to calculate the electric field intensity. And due to this supposed to be here in this sheet, let us suppose an elementary cross sectional area of ds. This is a cross sectional area having area ds, and on the basis of this cross sectional area, let us draw a cylindrical Gaussian surface, which we have done in our first application. Cylindrical Gaussian surface like this, okay, in which we will calculate the electric field intensity in different cross section area of this Gaussian surface. Here we have three surfaces. First, right hand side cross sectional area, left hand side cross sectional area, and one of the area which is called curved surface area. Here, as we know that the plus charge is distributed uniformly in the sheet like this. So this is a thin sheet, so this is the part of distributed, this is also in which the uniform charge is distributed. So here we will do the electric field intensity at the point P and Q supposed to be, as we know that the direction of electric field is in right hand side direction because the charge is positive, and here also in this way. Okay, so we will calculate the electric field intensity in different conditions, means due at this point, and also we will calculate here. Now here this is the cross sectional area supposed to be ds1 is the area of it and ds2 is area of it, both are same, and one of it is ds3 along its CS curved surface. Okay, so we will calculate the electric field intensity at point P, at point Q, at point R also. So let us start. We will discuss about the condition, and as we know that the charge is uniformly distributed on its cross sectional area, so let us suppose that the surface charge density for this plate is sigma, and here as we know that this spherical cross sectional area, means this cross sectional area, this cross sectional area, and this have same surface area ds. So for only for notation I have shown ds1 and ds2 which is equals to ds. Got it? So for it also the surface charge density is sigma. So student, let us start the calculation for it. Now see here, let us consider a thin plane sheet of in which Q charge is uniformly distributed. Got it? From figure you can see, from figure let us draw a Gaussian surface which is cylindrical in shape. So we can say, let us draw a cylindrical Gaussian surface. Cylindrical Gaussian surface of cross section area ds1, ds2, ds all are equal, and radius we have no need, and surface charge density is sigma. Sigma is your surface charge density. For this we will calculate the electric field intensity in different regions, means like different regions of cross section area. You can see here ds1, ds2, ds3 also. So we will calculate the electric field intensity in different regions, student. Here this is surface area region, cross section area region, both. So let us start the condition first. As the direction of electric field is vertically in outward direction, means vertically in the sense means with respect to this surface, perpendicularly outward direction. So direction of E, we can add one thing, direction of electric field is normally outward direction of the surface, means of the surface, or you can say of the sheet. Now after that, see here we will calculate the electric field intensity in different regions. Therefore electric flux due to cross section area first is electric flux is this one, which I have supposed to be phi E1 which is equals to E dot ds1, and we can see here vector E parallel to vector ds1, so that's why theta is equals to 0 degree here. So we can write phi E1 is equals to EDS. Clear, student? Now after that, second, by symmetry, we can say the electric flux at Q, electric flux cross sectional area at P, and by symmetry electric flux at Q, which is equals to phi E2, it is also is equals to EDS2, and you know that DS2, DS1, DS all are equal. So here again they both have same direction, means E is parallel to DS2, so it means theta is equals to 0 degree once again. So here I will write EDS2, and DS2, DS1 all are equal to DS, so I am writing here DS. Got it? So this is phi E2. This is equation second. Now third surface is a curved surface. So therefore we can start here. Now the third region, and electric flux due to curved surface of cylindrical Gaussian surface, and this one is supposed to be phi E3, and this is equals to E ds3 with dot product. And we know that here one thing, ds3 is different, student. ds3 is not equal to ds1 is ds2 also. Clear? It is different. So here we can see. And second thing, electric field is perpendicular to ds3. You can see here, check, the direction of electric field is this one direction or this one horizontally, and this is the area vector of curved surface, so which is perpendicular to it. So that's why theta is equals to 90 degree here, and for this reason if I will write the value of phi E3, it is equals to 0, because EDS cos 90 is 0. So this is equation number 3. Now the total electric flux over the surface S due to this charged plane sheet is given by, after that I am writing here total electric flux right now. I have calculated in electric flux in different regions. One in this cross section area, another is this cross section area, and third one is due to curved surface area. After that we will write here the total electric flux. Total electric flux over the surface. Total electric flux over the surface is equals to phi E1 plus phi E2 plus phi E3, and you know that this phi E1 EDS, this phi E2 EDS, this is equal to 0, and it is equals to twice of EDS, which is equals to phi E. This is our equation 4. And now by Gauss theorem, as we are following here the application of Gauss theorem, so for this surface, for this elementary surface, we will use here Gauss theorem. Now by Gauss theorem we know that phi E is equals to q over epsilon naught, because this plane sheet is placed in vacuum here, so this is equals to q over epsilon naught. And student, one thing you have to understand, as we know that sigma is surface charge density, and we know that sigma is surface charge density, which is equals to, we know that general formula is q by a, but here the area is about this cross section area, means ds, area A is replaced here by ds, got it, due to this elementary cross section area. So we will transform this sigma formula in this way, sigma is equals to q over ds, or you can write here q is equals to sigma into ds. Now this condition or this formula you will substitute in this equation, in which you will get the value of phi. Now see what comes after it. So therefore phi E can be written as, in place of q you will write sigma of ds over epsilon naught, got it. Now you can compare equation 4 and 5. From 4 and 5 we will see what comes. From 4 and 5 we will see phi E is equals to 2 times of EDS is equals to sigma EDS over epsilon naught, ds to ds cancel, E is equal to sigma over 2 epsilon naught. So this is the value of electric field intensity due to a charged, infinitely charged thin plane sheet. Now in different value of sigma we will obtain the conditions of E, will obtain the direction of E. Let's see what it happens. If suppose I have two condition which is based on sigma. If suppose sigma is greater than 0, if sigma is greater than 0, that times the direction of E vertically in outward direction, as according to this figure, okay, vertically outward direction here, in outward direction, vertically outward. And if sigma is less than 0, then E vector is vertically inward. Got it? So this is the direction of E on the basis of the value of sigma. If it is negative, if it is positive, what comes? Got it? So this is the derivation in which we have calculated the electric field intensity due to a charged, infinitely charged thin plane sheet, and on the basis of this result we will calculate here the next derivation. But before going to next derivation, we have one special condition for it, as we have taken here thin sheet, but in place of thin sheet, suppose we have a sheet of uniform thickness. In place of thin sheet, it is our special case. If sheet has uniform thickness, suppose uniform thickness, then what happens in its electric field intensity at any point? Suppose we have a sheet of uniform thickness like this. I am drawing the diagram. It is maybe not up to mark, you can draw yourself to understand it. Suppose we have a sheet, this sheet we have, it has uniform thickness. Got it? So it has uniform thickness, so charge Q is uniformly distributed over the both of its surface, because it has right now some thickness. So if it has some thickness, it means that if we are calculating the electric field here at any point P, so we will calculate that electric field due to first surface, means supposed to be this is our little bit thickness of this plane sheet which is initially thin. So due to this surface we will calculate the electric field intensity at any point P, and on the other hand at any point Q, which is equals to supposed to be sigma over 2 epsilon naught, which is equals to E1 supposed to be, and we know that it is equals to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Similarly, on the basis of this phase we will again calculate the another electric field which is equals to 2 epsilon naught, and as we know that it is not dependent on distance, so we can say that the value of electric field E1 and E2 both are same, because the both side have same surface charge density sigma 1 equals to sigma 2, that's why E1 is equals to E2 here. So in this condition the total electric field will be E is equals to E1 plus E2, student, and this is equals to sigma over 2 epsilon naught, sigma over 2 epsilon naught. By taking LCM we will see here 2 sigma, by cancellation we will get the final result which is equals to sigma over epsilon naught. This is the formula for electric field intensity if the sheet has uniform thickness, means the electric field intensity due to a uniform thickness sheet or a sheet having uniform thickness. Got it? So this is the special condition with respect to the initial condition of thin sheet. After that we will talk here about the next, in which we will calculate the electric field intensity due to a parallel plane sheets, and in this derivation we will calculate the different reasons in which we will calculate the electric field intensity, and we will see what happens if some special cases are introduced in the standard condition, and this derivation which we are doing right now is important on the basis of your numerical portion. So see, the heading is electric field intensity, electric field intensity due to parallel plane sheet. So for this derivation we have two sheet. These two sheets are parallel and these two sheets have surface charge density supposed to be sigma 1 and sigma 2, got it, and having same cross sectional area. After that we will calculate the electric field intensity in different region, like here, here and here. So namely, this is a region first, this is a region second, this is a region third. So we have three regions and this sheet is placed in vacuum. So as we know that from the previous derivation, the electric field E is equals to sigma over 2 epsilon naught due to a thin uniformly charged ring, infinitely thin charged ring. So here we have same plane sheet in which we are calculating the electric field. Let us consider here the electric field in right hand direction taken as positive and the electric field is left hand direction taken as negative. Note this point, we will consider this concept here so that we can easily calculate the electric field intensity. As this is our sheet 1, so the electric field at this region is E1 and similarly the electric field at this region due to this is E2, got it. And after that similarly here also if we talk about with respect to this is E1 and with respect to this is E2. Now here see the electric field due to this sigma 1 sheet, means sheet or plate P1 and the second plate is P2 suppose. Okay, so this is our E1 in right hand direction and the direction of E2 at region this second is E2 in left hand direction. P1, P2 we have two plates having surface charge density this, cross sectional area same and all. Okay, so here we will continue or prove. So let us consider two plane parallel plates P1 and P2 separated by some distance. Separated by each other at small distance, okay, and sigma 1 sigma 2 be their surface charge density. Surface charge densities, and E1 comma E2 are their electric field or the electric field due to are the electric field due to plate P1 and P2 respectively. Got it? So this we have done. Now see note student one point, this point is very important. In right hand direction, from the diagram you can see, we will take electric field, or you can say in the direction of E1 the electric field is positive, in the direction of E2 the electric field direction is negative. You can say like this also, or you can add one thing, in positive x direction it is good, in plus x direction from the diagram you can see E is taken as positive and negative x direction E is taken as negative. See, we have positive x direction in this side, negative x direction in this side, got it? So this side means right hand side and this is our left hand side. So these 2 points we will consider, and on the basis of these 2 points we will calculate the electric field at different regions. Got it, student? Now we will calculate the electric field in region 1, in region 2, in region 3. So first I will start the calculation of electric field in region 1. You can start from third also. Let's see what comes. Now the electric field, we know that the formula, electric field due to thin sheet. Student, what is the formula which we have done earlier? E is equals to sigma over 2 epsilon naught. Listen carefully, this is the formula which we are facing here in all conditions. Now therefore first condition in region 1, as we have done initially, here the direction of E1 E2 is negative in left hand side, or negative x direction, and positive in positive x direction. So in region 1 total electric field due to parallel sheets, what it is? E is equals to E1 plus E2, and we know that they both have opposite in direction, so we can write minus sigma over 2 epsilon naught minus sigma over 2 epsilon naught, and here sigma 1 and sigma 2 we will write here. So taking negative sign common, sigma 1 sigma 2, because here the direction of E1 E2 is negative, either you can write E or you can write negative E. So this is the direction of this one, got it? So after that in region third also, in region third I am writing directly total electric field, this is our first region, total electric field in third region E3 is equals to E1 and E2, E1 plus E2, and we know that E1 and E2 both are positive in third region, which is right hand direction or positive x direction. So we will see sigma over 2 epsilon naught, sigma 1 over 2 epsilon naught by 1, sigma 2 over 2 epsilon naught by second, it means 1 over 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 plus sigma 2. This is our what? Next condition, next equation of third region. Now after that we will talk here about the region second, which is between of these two plates. Now the second region, this is our third region, this is our first region. Now in region 2 what comes? In region 2 total electric field which is equals to E, this E second is equals to E1 plus E2 once again. And we know that, student, here, if, listen one thing, if you have any confusion why I am adding these two all time, you can write here the condition 1 in which E1, E2 I have considered negative. If I will take here E1 is equal to sigma 1 over 2 epsilon naught, and we know that the right hand side, left hand side, the direction of E1, E2 is negative, so I will write here this kind of value if you have any confusion. After that you can see the final result will be like this. Don't be confused about it. And this side is positive, because here you can see one thing, it is good for you. If you will write here E1 less than 0, E2 less than 0 in case third, and in case third, this is our first condition, E1 greater than 0, E2 greater than 0. That's why they both are positive. And here in reason second, E1 greater than 0, you can see E2 less than 0. So that's why E1 is positive, E2 is negative, because we have considered the direction of E1, E2, where it is positive, where it is negative. That's why. So we will see finally sigma 1 over 2 epsilon naught, sigma 2 over 2 epsilon naught, it gives us the value 1 over 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 minus sigma 2. Got it? So here we have got all three conditions, means all the electric fields in different regions, reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. I am repeating one thing, you can write E1, E2, E3 in term of the electric field by taking this consideration, where it is negative, where it is positive. If it is negative means left hand side, so you will substitute E1, E2 with negative sign, and if it is right hand side, you will substitute the value of E1, E2 positive sign. Otherwise you can write in the term of the all things in the term of this formula. Okay, so you can follow this thing right now. Okay, after that, student, I will use here special condition for it. If suppose we have two surface charge densities, which is sigma 1 and sigma 2, suppose these two are equal, then what comes the result? If suppose we have surface charge density on these two plates, sigma 1 and sigma 2 are equal, as we know that the result is, first result, you know, E first is equals to negative of 1 over 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 plus sigma 2, E2 second reason 1 over 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 minus sigma 2, and third reason which is equals to 1 over 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 plus sigma 2. Now if we have sigma 1 is equals to sigma 2, then what happens? If sigma 1 is equal to sigma 2, means the surface charge density in both of the plates are same, then our result E1, means electric field intensity on region 1, will be, you can see here, 1 over 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 sigma 2 both are equal, so it will be equal to sigma let, so it will be equals to sigma, means twice of sigma, 2 to 2 cancel, so it will give us a value which is equals to this. After that, in second reason, you can see it is the difference of these two, means sigma 1 is equal to sigma, sigma 2 is equal to sigma, by cancellation we will get the result 0. And in third reason we will see it is equals to 1 over 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 sigma 2 both are equal to sigma, which is twice to twice cancel, sigma over epsilon naught. So here we will get, if the sigma 1 is equal to sigma 2, the value of electric field in different regions, means here the region 1, 2, 3, as we know that the value of electric field is this, means if sigma 1 is equal to sigma, sigma 2 is equal to sigma, then E1 is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught, and here E2 is equal to 0, and here E3 is equal to sigma upon sigma upon epsilon naught. E3 can be written as like this, E2 like this. Got it? So, and this is the special condition of this derivation in which we will calculate the electric field intensity due to a parallel plane sheet. The remaining derivation or application we will continue in our Google Meet classes or next upcoming videos. So for that, pause the video and note down.